Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Matt with Eaton Marketing. I'm the chef in South Florida, and we're here today to do a little demo and talk about some of the equipment. We have a Douillon mixer. This is a 20-quart mixer. We're going to make a batch of a pizza dough in here, and then we're going to sheet it out on the Douillon sheeter, and then we're going to cook it in the TurboChef Fire. So I've got my flour here. I'm going to add that. Okay. I'm going to add some water. Close this up. Douillon's been around a long time and they make great products. So, lift it up. Make sure it's on one. Turn our timer on. We're going to let this mix for just a minute.
Wow, it's really noticeable how quiet that is.
This is super quiet. This is an awesome mixer. Alright, so we're going to add a little more water.
Now, how much water are you adding in total?
This is about 2.5 pounds of water. So I'm doing a very small batch of pizza dough here. Normally, you do a 12-pound flour to 9 pounds of water. But we're going to cut that by about a third this time around. Okay, you want to mix it till it gets just to about a dough consistency. Now, just so you know, the dough takes about 10 minutes in the mixer, and then also it takes about an hour to rest, and then 24 hours in the walk-in. So we've already gone ahead and made a batch up, and we're going to go ahead and start with that. So without further ado, we'll move on to the next stage. Okay, so we're going to take our dough. I'm going to put it on a lightly greased tray. And then we're going to take plastic wrap and we're going to cover it up. And then it's going to sit for about an hour. And then we're going to portion it out into our dough balls. And then it's going to go in a tub and in the refrigerator or walk-in for about 24 hours. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Douillon sheeter. And as you can see, it stands vertically, which is great because normally they would stand horizontal, and that takes up a lot of your table prep. And table prep is very important in the kitchen or a busy pastry shop. So we've got our dough here that proofed overnight. We're going to go ahead and take it. We're going to turn this on. Now, this unit right here can sheet dough about 250 times, 250 sheets an hour. So that's huge in labor cost. So if you're a restaurant or a pastry shop that's doing lots of pizzas, or a pastry shop that's doing donuts or you know, pastries, anything like that, and you're doing a ton of it, this will save a lot of labor. So all we do is we just put it in the top, let it go, turn it, comes out, and then if you wanted it a little thicker or a little wider, it's very easy. You just turn this, clips in, and we'll go one more time. And there you go. Then you would take this, maybe stretch it out just a little bit. Perfect. Quick, easy, very simple. Comes out perfect every time. So your consistency is always going to be good, and you're definitely going to cut down on your labor because of how fast this can do that process. Now for this particular dough and this particular oven, I'm going to go ahead and just dock it a little bit right in the center. Okay. And that's how easy it does it and how fast it does it. Now I'm going to do one more because we're going to also not just do a pizza, but we're going to do a flatbread. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take it, we're going to put it in our flour, and turn it back on. And instead of turning it, we're going to keep it going the same way. Alright, and that's going to give us more of a flatbread style. And just so you know, this unit also comes with a foot pedal that's optional, that plugs in the back. So instead of operating it, turning it on and off, or leaving it on for a long amount of time, you just use the foot pedal and it goes through and you're done. So it's a very nice option to have. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and begin to build this pizza now. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of fresh sauce here. I'm just gonna bring it out in a circular motion.
Look at that.
All the way out to the edges.
Looks like you've done this before.
Okay, now we're gonna put a little bit of oregano and our cheese. So we're just gonna make a traditional pie here because I really wanna show the ease and how fast that this oven can cook a pie. And you know, with the touch of one button for a timer, and that's all you're doing after the oven is set. It's as simple as that. This is probably this oven is easier to use than the oven I have in my house. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a little fresh basil in here. Just break off some leaves, just like that.
Now you like to cook your fresh basil.
I like to put the basil on the pizza. I'm one of those guys that I just like when the flavors come together like that. Okay, that's it. Very simple cheese pizza. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and load this pizza in this really cool TurboChef Fire oven. And you can see it's got a really nice light to illuminate everything so you can see what's going on. Put it in the back like that, close it up. We're gonna go ahead and hit our timer. In about a little over 2 minutes, that pizza's gonna be ready. So let's talk a little bit about the TurboChef Fire. I mean, this thing is a cool looking, almost retro style oven that it's amazing how simple and fast and even it cooks. And everyone really raves about artisan style pizzas. So this is your oven for an artisan style pizza. And as you can see, it's at 650 degrees and I'm actually touching it. So it's double insulated, which helps keep the heat inside and not on the outside. Let's talk about how easy it is to program this oven. You have a thermostat right there. You press that, that blinks. You go up or down and you're done. You go to your second one, you go up or down and it's done. Now this oven can go from 122 all the way up to 842 degrees. So as like most turbo chefs, they work off of impinged air and they have a microwave assist. This one is almost like two convection ovens, one on the top, one on the bottom, that are separate, independently controlled. And then you just dial in whatever temperature you want. You put your pizza in there or your wings, because even though it is a pizza oven, you can definitely cook other things in here. So as you can see, we're at about a minute and a half left. The pizza's already starting to bubble. Things are already starting to happen in there. It really cooks it that fast.
Now this is a ventless piece of equipment, correct?
This is a ventless piece of equipment. And it also uses the catalytic converter technology that they put in all the turbo chefs. So it gets rid of the grease-laden vapors. So you can put this behind a bar. You can put this on a table.
You put it in my house if you want.
You can put this in your house, and I'll tell you why. At only 18 inches wide, 23 inches tall, and under 75 pounds, under 80 pounds, sorry. You can pick this up and basically put it anywhere. So that's the beauty of this unit.
Now what size of pizza can I get out of the largest size I could?
Up to a 14-inch pizza. And then anything in between. So later on we're gonna do the same pizza dough and we're gonna make some croutons and we're gonna do a little seafood stew in here.
So this isn't just for pizzas?
It's not just for pizzas. It's advertised as just for pizzas, but you can do wings, you can do seafood, you can do vegetables in here. Because of the fact that you can dial in the top and bottom, and it's a cylinder, so it's such an even heat. And as you notice, I'm not touching that pizza. I'm not turning it, I'm not going in there. This is a one-shot deal. You put your food in, it comes out beautifully. It's perfect.
Look at that.
All right. Now, I'm gonna turn that off. So that was a little over 2 minutes. And I mean, you've got a beautiful pizza. And if you like it crispier, then you just go in there, you know, let me just show you. For the people that like it crispier, we'll go another 20 seconds. And in 20 more seconds, you're gonna have a nice little crispness all around the outside. What's your favorite kind of pizza?
Honestly, I'm a margarita, but I also like my pepperoni and banana peppers actually.
Banana peppers?
Yes, I do like banana peppers on pizza.
That is something, okay, that's a new one to me.
Man.
That's a new one.
Absolutely.
No anchovies on there either?
No. I'll do a pesto pizza as well. I'll do pesto pizza. Doesn't always have to be red sauce.
I like the pesto.
Yeah.
Or a white pizza.
Or a white pizza. Can't go wrong.
That's it. Not even 20 seconds. We've already added a nice little crispness around the outside. Let that sit for just a minute. Okay, now while that's sitting, I've already dotted over here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a little little bread here that I'm gonna turn into crostinis. Put a little oil on it. Brush that on. There we go. Just a little oil. A little pinch of salt. Parmesan. Oregano. Alright, let's get that in here. Same setting. Okay. So, this oven, you might think, well, where am I going to use this oven? A bar is a great area to use this oven. Bars would be perfect for it because of the height, because it doesn't get too hot on the outside, and because it's ventless. You could have it in the back corner, and you could be doing pizzas, flatbreads, chicken wings, all day long, and evenly and within minutes, and have it done. So another thing that you can use this oven for would be restaurants and hotels. So you have a late night menu and you don't want to keep the whole kitchen open for a few items. You have one or two of these and you can produce a very limited menu all night long, no problems. Stadiums would be a great thing for this oven. Convenience stores. So the more you think about it, there's so many places that this oven would fit into, as long as you're using it for a couple of items. You know, if you want to do a whole big menu, then it's not going to be your oven. But when you want to specialize in a couple of things, this oven is perfect. And as you can see, it's been in there for less than a minute. It's already starting to get that nice bubble, that nice crispness. So I just can't say enough how easy this oven is to use.
Have you cooked wings in the oven before?
I have not cooked wings in here yet. That's going to be one of my next tries. But
yeah.
We are going to do some seafood in here.
Seafood, okay. What kind of seafood are we doing?
I have shrimp, I have mussels, scallops, and we're going to do it in a saffron broth. And then this is going to be the garlic crostini to go with it. Okay. Now we're going to pull our flatbread out. We're going to put a little roasted garlic on there. There we go. Gonna grate a little parm on there. Okay. I'll deal with that in a minute. Now we're gonna do our seafood dish, okay? I'm gonna show you how to do a nice, simple, easy seafood dish that we can do in here. Get some gloves on. So I want to show you how easy it is for the controls on this oven, okay? So basically I want to turn this oven up now. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the burner, the upper burner, and I'm going to go ahead and crank that all the way up to, let's say, 700.
Now how fast does it take to get it to temp? What'd you say, give or take?
10 minutes tops. This oven goes so fast because of the way it's built and the cavities. Okay, so now this one, as simple as that. I'm gonna go right up to 700, done. That's it. It's that easy. That's what I love about this oven. This oven, like I said, if I didn't say it, I'm saying it again. It's easier than the oven in my house to operate. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put our shrimp scallops in here. Put some mussels in here. I've got a little broccolini that I'm putting in here.
Broccolini.
Broccolini. I like the broccolini. A little diced tomato. Let's just do a pinch of salt. I have here some saffron broth that I made earlier. Go ahead, load that up.
Now what's in that broth, Chef?
I have some clam stock in there, some garlic, shallots, and white wine. Got it set for about 4 minutes, and then we're gonna have some nice garlic crostini to go with it. And while that's happening, let's go ahead and cut this pie. Okay, here we go. Get it off the rack. And then what I like to do is I'm gonna go ahead, add a little balsamic, little olive oil. We're gonna toss that up. We're gonna add a little bit on the pizza. Just like that.
Looking good.
And I'm gonna go ahead and put a little Parmesan on there as well.
I noticed you didn't grate that.
No, I want like a nice little,
I like it.
nice little piece there. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so our pizza's ready to go.
I'm just eating it, not even showing it.
It's all right. So it's got a nice even crust all the way through. It's crispy on the outside, as you can see. And we're gonna go ahead.
Delicious, guys.
Thank you. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut some crostinis. Bring our bowl over here. All right, so now while we're waiting, we got maybe about a minute and a half for this to finish. I want to talk about cleaning on this oven, because the cleaning on this oven is actually as easy as it is to cook in it. You've got a knob right here and one on the other side. You take those off and this panel comes out, and it's all stainless steel on the inside. The outside is powder coated, corrosion resistant. And so you take your TurboChef oven cleaner, you don't want to spray it directly in there. You spray it on the
Probably
towel.
not on the food either. Yeah.
And not on the food. And also, very important, you want to make sure that the oven is completely cool before you go in there. At 700 degrees, you do not want to go ahead and start cleaning. Just in case, that's on camera, I want to make sure I say that. Okay, so you can get a green scrubby and you can lightly scrub, and you get a damp cloth and you just wipe it out. It's that easy. And then we have the TurboChef oven cleaner, or oven guard, which is basically, it's like a polish for a car. It's like a car wax. So you just put that on and you rub it on and then you leave it. It's done. You put the lid back on, you close it up, and you're good to go. So the cleaning is as easy as it is to operate this thing. Once you get your temperature set, you put it in. All you have to do is program your 6 programmable timers. The hardest part is just getting your temperatures to where you want it, and once you dial those in, you're good to go. Now let me check this, see where we're at. It may need another minute, I don't know. Almost there. We're gonna go about another maybe 30 seconds, and then we're gonna be there. So
how's quarantine been?
Quarantine is not fun.
No? Any good movies lately?
No, it's just, you ever watch The Simpsons, and the kids and the parents, how they're kind of like, yeah, there you go.
Your kids are watching, by the way, but it's okay.
All right, I hope not. I love you guys. When you have 2 teenagers, it's a little challenging sometimes. It's like you make dinner and you say, all right, we're gonna eat as a family, and everybody's gone. They go in their own separate ways, but it's all good. How about you? How's quarantine?
It's going great. It's going great. I've done like 3 puzzles so far, you know?
Like
really
the puzzles?
getting better at those. So I've been cooking a lot, and with your advice, it's been helpful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Seeing the videos you've been posting, they look great.
Yeah, man. No one knows who's behind this camera, but hashtag
that would be George is behind the camera. Sorry, guys. I'm used to the other times.
Man. Sold me out.
All right. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and ladle this into the bowl.
Oh yeah.
That was about 4.5 minutes, because when I first tested it out, I actually didn't have the broccolini in there. Some more broth.
Those mussels opened up nice.
That pan is really hot. It went right through the, look at it, it went right through the towel. Okay, so now we're gonna add some of our crostini. Crostini on there, I think 2 is good. Maybe a little piece of basil in there. And there you go. In just about 4 minutes, I did a nice little seafood dish with clams, mussels, scallops, and I almost said seafood broth. A saffron seafood broth. And so everything so quick and easy with this oven.
It's utility, man, multi-purpose. I love it.
So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If there's any other questions, please let me know, and I'd be happy to answer them.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Chef.
Thank you, guys. Oh, and a little white wine.
Yeah, don't forget the alcohol, man.
Can't forget the alcohol. I figure with the...
Get your life together, Chef.
See, that was the sound for the alcohol reminder.
There you go.
Okay.
You didn't pour me a glass, but I'm okay with it.
Bon appetit. No, that was yours.
Oh, okay.
And this one is mine.
Cheers,
Salud.
buddy.
Here's the good eats.